Good morning, guys. Welcome back to my channel. I'm just having my morning coffee today, and I wanted to do just a little very casual chit chat, like just chat, and share some feelings about some things. And I wanted to share a really cringy experience that I had related to perfume. And then I just had this idea, this topic that I wanted to talk about, which is that sometimes you have to know when you have to walk away from something, or you have to know when the universe is trying to send you signals that this is no longer good for you, or this is something you need to take a break from, or whatever it is. And that could be anything in your life. But for me, if you've been watching my channel for any length of time, you've seen the journey I've gone through, and you know that that would be perfume for me. So the story that was so cringy that just makes me literally never want to go shopping for perfume again. Although over the last 6 months to a year, I've had lots of things like this, lots of little parts of the perfume world that have not been feeling good to me anymore. Tons of different things that I've talked about in other videos. I can touch on them a little bit in today's video as well. But the thing that happened yesterday was after I had done my morning errand running, my shopping, and had my coffee and stuff, I was like, I just kind of want to go to a local perfume store and look at perfume. I'm not going to name the store. I'm just going to keep it very surface level, but it was just such a cringy experience. And I thought to myself, I want to go look at perfume, which already there was this little pang in my gut that was like, no, don't go look at perfume. If you go look at them, you might find one that you like, you might talk yourself into getting one. And I was feeling a little bit liberated. I was feeling like, you know what? I haven't bought a perfume in a long time. I really got my collection down. Would it be the worst thing in the world if I got a new perfume? Is it really that terrible of a thing if I do find a perfume that I like and decide that I want to add it to my collection? And I was feeling kind of a little bit justified for some reason. I was like, yeah, I can go look. I can just go look. And even though I had this kind of sick feeling in the very, very deep down pit of my stomach telling me, no, you just decluttered them for a reason. Do not go look. You don't need to go look. You don't really want to add another one. You know that this is going to make you feel wrong somehow, which it did. So anyway, I went to the store, and so first of all, I had a huge bag with me full of post office stuff, couple of returns, couple of things that I had to mail off, Poshmark items, that kind of thing. But I had them in a huge shopper bag because I had to go to the post office afterward, which was connected in the same building. I'm in the perfume section. These people in this store, in this city, first of all, there was one girl that recognized me from years ago, and she kind of knew that I was a bit of a collector / reviewer. So she was there, but she wasn't really paying too much attention to me. But there was new girls working there, and obviously they don't know who I am. They don't recognize me. All they know is there's this relatively young looking girl walking in with a huge shopper bag going to the perfume section. So of course they're watching me like a hawk. And I was trying to tell myself okay, I understand from their point of view. There's been all these mob robberies, and there's been all these, I guess some of the perfume stores have been getting hit pretty hard with people going in and stealing perfume. So she was probably thinking, I have to watch this girl because she has a huge shopper bag. Fair enough. So that's fine. So not only did she come and literally watch my every move, which made it really difficult to enjoy myself, look around, because when I go smelling perfumes, I just kind of want to be left alone. I don't want somebody standing there talking to me about them or trying to tell me what they think I might like, because little did they know I've literally smelled all of them. So I tried to make her feel like I was trustworthy, like I was very pleasant. I was, I spoke eloquently. And then at some point I asked her, do you mind if I put my shopper bag down because it's quite heavy? And, maybe put her mind at ease that my bag is now by the counter. Now just let me shop in peace, please. Let me smell the perfumes in peace. I asked to smell a perfume that I have smelled many, many times before, but I don't own it. And when she sprayed it for me, I said, oh, I think that tester might have gone off. It smells quite foul. And she didn't really say anything back. She just kind of ignored me. So that was fine. I did some hemming and hawing. I was smelling lots of perfumes back and forth. And then I did end up deciding to purchase a perfume. I'm not going to say what it is in today's video because I just don't feel like talking about perfumes. I don't feel like promoting perfumes. So I'm going to keep it very surface level. So I decided to purchase a perfume. And this is a perfume that I had tried in the past that did not work out for me, but it's one that I've always loved. And I was kind of thinking, maybe this is going to be the time that it's going to work out for me because it's really beautiful. I love how it smells. My collection's a lot smaller. Maybe I can try it now and maybe it'll work out. She rang me through. I paid for it. And then after I paid for it, the girl who recognized me from the past made a comment about, oh, you're such a classic with that one, because she knows that I've tried it and not kept it. She goes, "Oh, that's so classic of you." And I was just like, I don't know how to take that. Like, first of all, I feel like some comments are not necessary. Like, are you poking fun at the fact that this is one I've tried before that hasn't worked out? And so it was just a little bit cringy because I was like, yeah, I am trying this perfume, and no, you don't need to give me your opinion about whether or not you think it's a good idea for me to try it, because this is my own money and I can spend it on what I want to spend it on. This is part of why I quit doing the whole perfume thing on YouTube, because I was so tired of justifying my purchases to a crowd of people. And that's the thing when you do perfume videos, is your audience is watching, following the journey, and they know if you've already decluttered that perfume and now you're trying it again, and they're like, "Oh, I thought you didn't like that one." Like, and I was so tired of that. I just was over it. Like, I'm over it. I don't want to do that anymore. And I also was so tired of some of the comment section of, when people would say, "Oh, I can't believe you're letting that one go," or "Oh, I can't believe you're trying that one again." Like, I really don't care what other people think about what I'm trying or what I'm doing or what I'm, and I shouldn't have to justify purchases. So for her to make that comment about, "Oh, that's so classic of you to try that one again," or whatever, can't remember exactly how she said it. It just was super cringy. So it already wasn't a good shopping experience because A, the one girl who didn't know me was hovering over me as if I was about to steal all their testers. B, after I finally made a purchase, after they didn't have a tester for what I wanted to try, after the other tester they had was foul and they didn't listen to me when I tried to tell them, "Hey, I think your tester's gone off." And then C, the other girl making a comment. It's pretty bad when the local perfume people know your shopping habits and your past perfume addiction or whatever. Anyway, it just was all cringy all the way around, because all the while in my gut, I had this feeling like I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be smelling perfumes. I shouldn't be buying a perfume. I don't even want one. Like, it just goes to show how deep that sort of addiction is, I guess. And I shouldn't call it an addiction, but this habit, this ingrained habit of every time I'm at the city, I go to a perfume place. It just goes to show how deep it is. And if any of you have ever struggled with anything, you will understand what I'm saying, whether it's trying not to eat French fries, but every time you go to this certain place, you get fries, even though you're trying to eat healthier, or whether it's trying to stay away from drinking or alcohol, but every time you go out with your friends, you always end up having too many drinks, or you know what I mean? It's not that we're bad people. We succumb to temptation, and we should know better. If you're trying to overcome a shopping habit or anything like that, you just shouldn't go to the place where they sell those things, because it's likely that you're going to fall into an old habit. So anyway, the whole thing was cringe. But then, you guys, the icing on the cake, as I was walking out, first of all, they all saw. She saw me paying, she saw me getting, they said, as I was walking out, the girl who recognized me from before said, "I will say, there's been a recall on that perfume." I was like, are you serious? She's like, "Yeah, so those perfumes have all been recalled. So if you get home and you find out that it smells a little funky, just feel free to bring it back and return it." I was like, "Okay, first of all, I live 3 hours away, so that's going to be difficult. Secondly, why didn't you tell me this before I purchased it, especially when I told you the tester had gone off? So presumably if all your testers have gone off and you don't even have testers for everything, and the perfume's on recall, why would you let someone buy it? And I'm somebody who knows my perfume. You could have sold this to somebody who doesn't know what they're looking for, who's never smelled this perfume before. So that's terrible customer service, for one thing, to have let me walked out the door with a $150 perfume that is on recall. And then to tell me that once I get home, 3 hours away, if it doesn't work out, just bring it back." So I said, "Do you mind if I just open it here with you guys? That way I can see how it is." So she opened it for me. This is the next cringy thing. She opened it for me along with another sales associate. They sprayed it themselves in the box. They said it smells fine, and then handed it back to me and said, "Yeah, so I think it's fine, but if you get home and you find that XYZ." And I took the box and I kind of smelled it, and I kind of thought, you know what, I think it's okay, but it kind of does have a little bit of that rancid off, it's gone off. It kind of has this, I can tell. I've smelled enough perfumes over the years, both good and bad. I can tell when something is still good and when it's starting to go off. And I told the girl, one of the girls, I said, "Oh, it kind of does have a little bit of this off smell." And you know what she did? She didn't even talk to me. She talked over me to the other sales girl. And she said, yeah, but she's smelled a whole bunch of perfume. So her nose is probably just like, she's just like confused. And the other girl was like, yeah, she's probably just like, I was like, are you kidding me? First of all, that other girl didn't know, like, obviously, not that I'm saying I'm some kind of expert, but I have smelled literally thousands of perfumes. I've had so many perfumes sent to me. I've been doing this for years. I was like, had a huge perfume collection, was collecting, was reviewing. Like, if anybody can tell when a perfume is going off, I can. Like, I know what to look for, and it's not about my nose is confused. I can smell a rancid perfume from a block away. So it was just cringy that A, didn't listen to me when I was talking, talked right over me, spoke to the other person as if I wasn't there, and referred to me in the third person as if, I wasn't even in the room, and then let me walk out the door with a $150 perfume that was on recall. The entire situation from beginning to end was bad. But you know who I have to thank for that? Nobody but myself. The only person I have to thank for that whole cringy experience, which now I'm sitting here, this perfume is in front of me. I'm going to take it back because I don't want a $150 perfume that the juice has changed color already and it doesn't smell 100% fresh, because it doesn't. I can tell the difference. I've smelled this perfume when it has been perfectly fresh. I know the difference. And I've got this perfume sitting in front of me that I shouldn't have really purchased because I didn't really want to buy another perfume. I just kind of fell back into an old habit. And now it just reminds me of that whole cringy situation. It's just really funny how sometimes your gut will tell you ahead of time that something is not a good idea. And if you follow down that path, knowing that, the universe is trying to give you signals like, this is not, you probably shouldn't do this. It's not right for you. You don't really want to do that. That's not your calling. And like, pay attention to your energy and pay attention to what your body is telling you before you do something. 9 times out of 10, if you ignore those feelings and you just go anyway, this is how it works out. It was such a poor experience, and also just, I think, poor customer service. Everything about it was pretty cringy, and now I have a perfume that I have to return. But I also did feel guilty as soon as I walked away, because this is something I'm trying not to do, is bring any more perfumes into my collection. It's funny because I don't feel guilty about buying another pair of shoes. I don't feel guilty about if I find a skirt that I like, or a dress that I like, or a skincare product. I don't feel guilty about any of those things. But for some reason, I have just such this horrible energy surrounding the whole world of fragrance. It just is not good for me anymore. And you just have to know when something is not good for you anymore, and you have to know when to walk away from it. So that's my little story of listening to your gut. Imagining myself walking into the perfume store did not make me feel elated, uplifted, excited, happy. It made me feel anxious, nervous, guilty, a little resentful, just like I shouldn't be there, and sometimes you have to listen to that little voice in your gut that's telling you that something may or may not be good for you. You have to really pay attention to that. So, that was the first negative experience I've had around perfumes in weeks. I haven't had another negative experience surrounding perfumes in weeks. The last kind of cringy experience, I would say, for me would be when I had to do my last fragrance buy video, sharing perfumes that were sent to me from them, because I was in contract with them that they were going to send me perfumes throughout the year, and I was going to, in exchange, share them on my channel. And I had signed a contract, so I couldn't get out of that. That was the last like cringy feeling that I felt, because I knew it wasn't right for me and I didn't want to do it anymore. But I had no choice because I was in contract. I've already resolved that, by the way. That is no longer an issue I have to deal with. So I no longer feel like I'm in misalignment with what I'm doing on my YouTube channel, because I actually, talked to them and we worked something out. But that was the last time, and I'm just tired of having the perfume world just start to make me feel kind of gross. Like, everything about it just started to make me feel really gross. And yeah, so, and I also want to say one other thing. I think it's really interesting how when you get into alignment with what is right for you, things start changing in your life and start looking up in your life and becoming more positive. And you really can't pay attention to naysayers in your life, people who will doubt you, people who will try to tell you that it's not going to work out for you, people who will tell you that, oh, well, you can't do that. You can't go this direction or go to that school or get this job or do this thing. There will always be somebody out there who's doubting you and who's hating on you. When I did my last perfume declutter video, there was a girl, a troll in the comments, and her comment really stuck out to me, and I remember it for some reason. And she was saying something to the effect of, if you don't do perfumes, you're not going to have a channel. She's like, and she was talking in the third person to other people, even though I read the comment. She was like, well, she has to talk about perfume or else she's not going to have a channel. The funny thing is, my channel has seen a lot of growth in the last month since I moved away from perfumes. I have not done perfume content. Most of my content has been about other things that are not perfume, and my channel is growing faster now than it was when I was doing perfume content. So it's just a reminder that like there will always be somebody doubting you, telling you why they think you should or shouldn't do something, hating on you, trying to push you in a certain direction. And once you get into alignment with what is meant for you, your life will change for the better. The universe will respond. And that's what being in alignment is. You're going to attract the right people into your life. You're going to attract the right friends, support system. And you just have to be in alignment. And going perfume shopping yesterday for me was really out of alignment. So now I just have that one step that I have to do, which is totally well within my right of taking that perfume back to the store and being like, hey, you guys, you sold me a perfume that was recalled. Like, this shouldn't have even been on your shelf, and I want my money back. And that's going to be the last uncomfortable experience that I hope to have with perfume for a very long time, because I've learned my lesson and I don't want to set foot back in another perfume parlor for quite a long time. It's kind of sad that it has to come to that though, you know, like, let me know if you guys have ever had that happen with anything in your life where the topic became so cringy for you that you just had to completely walk away. Let me know if that's ever happened. Was it something related to shopping? Was it clothing? Was it a lifestyle habit? Was it a person? Any kind of endeavor that you've partaken in where it just became so misaligned with your gut feelings and with like your life that you just had to completely walk away. Anyway, that's my thoughts for today about that. I hope that you guys found today's video helpful or interesting in some way. Sometimes it's nice to hear a little story or have somebody make you think about your own life, and maybe there's something in your life that you feel is maybe in misalignment with you, and have you been ignoring those gut feelings, or you know, have you noticed your energy changes for the worse when you do something, and is there something that maybe you need to think about walking away from as well? Sometimes you just have to put yourself through those uncomfortable situations a time or two to realize that something is no longer working for you and no longer in alignment with what you really need to be doing in life. And that's it for today. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you all very soon. Bye for now.